There was definitely some, maybe some shame of doing something wrong because everyone thought it was wrong. And so I definitely questioned at times, like, why I didn't, you know? It was so widely accepted. My parents were very clear about it, like, this is not okay. Yet I continued to do it. So there was definitely times where I felt bad about myself for, like maybe questioning something wrong with me. Why do I like this? Why do I not? Why am I not as appalled about this as others are? So I think there's definitely some of that. I really think it came down to a curiosity and just kind of like a propensity to push the boundaries of what was acceptable. Parents always told you, like, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, never told us why. And so I kind of just questioned that and just started from a point of like, well, why can't I do this? And I didn't have any, I think at the time I just didn't have any moral problems with it. And so there was a little, antique monkey statue that I took from a mall, and I loved it. I just had an affinity with it, and I set it on my shelf, all throughout high school growing up, and I still have it to this day. But my first memory of stealing was actually a childhood friend, actually, and I went over to his house, and I would steal his Legos because he would brag about all the cool Legos he had. And I just remember I would steal them from him because I didn't like the bragging. Yeah, dollar items. So $8 face mask, $3 milk, $3 rock candy, $6 Norway shot glass, $12 Norway doll, $35 two Mexican skull ceramics, $30 two pairs of sunglasses, $15 four keychains, $16 Simpsons flask, $20 portable charger, $50 Harry Potter wand, $135 fossil watch, $185 Ray-Bans, $203 Ray-Bans, $6 Rice Krispie treat, and $25 hat. Total estimate of about $752.
So reading that over, how does that make you feel?
I definitely say it was controlled. It was deliberate. I didn't feel compelled to do it in any way. But I liked it, and I knew I liked it, and I was okay with liking it, and so I chose to do it. It really wasn't as much about the object as it was the act, but trophies for sure. Many things were just small things I'd put on my shelf, and I liked the collection. I liked the shrine of my successes. Yeah, my parents definitely made me throw away some things. Yeah, that definitely happened. I actually retrieved a lot of it. They threw it away, and I got it from the trash. But over the years, I've thrown things away. I just don't have any care for them anymore. I'd say it was very performative, and I think the performance was the driver, not the items. The items were a bonus.
Is there an item that you instantly regretted stealing or later on felt a sense of regret for?
No. Maybe the Legos. I feel very detached personally from the individual I was at that point. So I don't have any feelings myself towards the actions I took then. The only feelings I have are towards the person I was then. And I can't blame the person I was then. So all I feel is different. There's no animosity or even, I'm not very proud of that individual. I don't think there was anything, spectacular about it. I don't think it was necessarily the right thing to do. But it was what it was, and a hard challenge and then high stakes if it goes wrong. I think that's really the key combination there. So the hard challenge being A lot of these places have tags that prevent theft. A lot of these places have employees that are watching very closely, especially the high dollar items. And so there is an inherent challenge in stealing. And I like being challenged. I like being pushed. And then I think the other side of it as well is that the stakes were so high. So, if I get caught, my parents are going to figure it out. Or if I get caught, I'm going to get in trouble with the law, which could jeopardize my future. And so there was no room for error. And so doing hard things and being required to succeed, putting myself intentionally in that situation, created an adrenaline rush and created, an environment where I enjoyed the stakes, and I enjoyed, I guess, like, I really liked what it brought out in me. I wasn't delusional. Like, I didn't think I was, against or above the law. I just knew I could get away with it. There's been a thread that's pulled through my life growing up of liking performance and high stakes, and whether it was stealing or the work I did in performing arts, or now with my job, where there's a lot required of me, and if things go wrong, shit really hits the fan. And I think there's, maybe the reason I've been able to stop stealing is not only due to a maturity of mind, but also a discovery of other outlets. No, I wouldn't change anything about my older self. I mean, frankly, I'm glad I did that. I think it made me into the person I am today. I think mistakes are necessary. I think I wouldn't do that now, but I'm glad I did it previously because it shaped me into a person who has a more thorough, better worldview. And yeah, I wouldn't change anything.
Do you remember the last item you stole?
No, I'm trying to think. I mean, it's been years, really, truly. It was probably something very trivial, like a candy bar. As it tapered off, I started to care less for the big items. I didn't care about sunglasses or shoes or things, but I think a little bit still remained.